A land of extremes, where fire and ice clash. Ancient mountains give way to lush forest. A forgotten wilderness, dazzling in its diversity. Seasons of darkness and perpetual light reveal life, thriving against all odds. Treasures revealed as never before. Of Scandinavia stretch for nearly 100,000 kilometers. Time and tide shape the land and the lives of the creatures that live here. It is a world of ceaseless change, in which animals live, literally, on the edge. From lush temperate forests in the south to the frozen Arctic north, gripped by ice for much of the year. But even here, life survives. Far off the northern coast of Norway, the Svalbard Islands are home to the mighty polar bear. Its acute sense of smell can pinpoint seals as much as a meter beneath the ice. During the worst of winter, the polar bear is in its element. Polar bears inhabit only the extreme north, but Scandinavia extends southwards to include 5 countries and a range of climates. Around a third of it lies within the Arctic Circle, and the animals that live here must endure an epic winter, up to 6 months long. While the polar bear is perfectly suited to hunting on the frozen sea, the ice deprives the sea eagles in Sweden of their usual prey. So they must turn to other sources of food. Opportunists survive by feeding on the frozen carcasses of winter's victims. The hooded crows are hungry too, but they'll have to wait their turn. It doesn't pay to be over-eager. Tugging at an eagle's tail feathers is a bad idea. In this time of scarcity, even a crow is a meal worth grabbing. The end of a long Scandinavian winter is a desperate time, but the promise of change is in the air. The sea has been frozen for 6 months, its surface as solid as the land. Now the seascape is breaking up, and for creatures accustomed to life on the ice, the world is disintegrating. polar bear has kept up with the retreating ice pack so far, but its hunting grounds are melting fast. Its favorite prey, ringed seals and bearded seals, are heading north with the ice. Soon, they will be beyond its reach. Stranded on Greenland by the retreating ice, the polar bear faces a summer of hardship and deprivation. A window of opportunity may be closing for the polar bear, but for most, spring is a time of plenty. Little orcs explode on Greenland's west coast. They have spent the winter along the edge of the pack ice in the northwest Atlantic. But in spring, some 30 million of them are drawn to Greenland's shores. That's 4/5 of all the little orcs on Earth. They come here to feed in the waters offshore and to nest on the cliffs. These little birds live truly on the edge, moving effortlessly between land, air, and sea. Little orcs form lifelong pairs. How the birds find their mates amongst the millions is a mystery. Somehow, they reconnect, renewing their bond after spending winter apart. With so many pairs looking for the ideal nest site in the scree, squabbles break out. In the spring, the waters around Scandinavia are some of the richest in the world. Cold and warm currents mix. Lengthening days and the sun's warmth fuel huge blooms of plankton feasted on by many. Animals living on Scandinavia's coastal margins march to the rhythm of the ocean. Now the sea is free of ice. The white-tailed eagle can go fishing once more. And the humpback whale has come here for the same reason as the birds, the seasonal bounty essential to survival. Humpbacks and their newborn calves have traveled from the Caribbean, a dangerous journey of 7,000 kilometers. The prospect of eating 1.5 tons of krill each day is alluring, because the mother has eaten nothing since this time last year. They'll feast all summer long, building up blubber to sustain them on the return journey south and through the winter. The ocean attracts a vast array of summer visitors. Not just auks, but millions of other seabirds come to nest on the sheer coastal cliffs. The rocky bluffs above the shores of Iceland may seem inhospitable, but to seabirds, they make ideal homes. High-rise apartment blocks, where every ledge, no matter how small, is a potential nest site. Kittiwakes and puffins are birds of the open ocean, but they come ashore to breed. The kittiwakes opt for precarious balconies, and the puffins prefer roof gardens. Puffins spend hours diving for sand eels, securing them on their serrated beaks, up to 30 at a time. It's the best food for their new chicks, hidden in the burrows.